Is it recording?
It is recording now.
All right. Try 2, folks. Hell yeah. That's fine.
We had such a good...
We did. We really kind of rolling there.
Yeah, we were rolling really good.
That's a bummer.
Y'all really should have heard what we were doing before. It was very good. It was very tight.
You know, that's life. That's life in this world.
Mm-hmm.
But what are you going to do, you know?
Yeah.
That's also, you know, that's comedy, dude.
Right.
It's really hard.
Yeah, it is really hard.
Get anything out of it.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about, by the way, in what we're saying was like rolling hard was mostly us complaining about
comedy.
Yeah.
This is Hunter Donaldson.
Yeah, hey, it's me.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, hey, what's up?
We made it to New York, dude.
Mm-hmm.
They really can't take that from us.
We said that we were going to go to... Actually, you said you were going to go to New York?
Yeah.
I never said that.
No.
And then I never said that to anybody.
Never.
And then I just moved here.
And it took me way longer to do my dream.
Yep.
Than it took you to do a dream that you didn't even know you had.
I didn't even have this dream, and then I came and did it.
Fuck it.
Honestly, I didn't use the time. I'll say this. First year in New York, I'm coming up on it. Didn't use the time very well. Mostly, especially when I first got here, was kind of just like, New York is a lot, and it's pretty exhausting, and it just makes me tired. I was very tired this year.
Have you got past that?
I feel like...
Because I'm a little worried about that, too. Everybody is telling me, though, that the first year is like just prepare your balls to get kicked a bunch.
Yeah.
And if you can like just kind of like you're never gonna like escape it. Like you're gonna get kicked in the balls. Yeah. But if you can just like get through that and stumble into year 2, like the clouds kind of part a little bit.
I'm seeing the clouds starting to part.
Okay.
In that I feel like when I go out, it doesn't make me feel like as tired.
Okay.
But when I first got here, I honestly had, I think, the wrong approach, which is I got here and I was like, you know, because I kind of came here under circumstances that weren't like my favorite. Like I was it was kind of rough. I was a little unhappy.
You got kicked in the balls on the way out.
Yeah, I got kicked in the balls in Portland and then moved here.
Right.
Yeah.
You were coming from a ball kick.
Yeah, I was coming from a ball kick.
Mine was just like, I'm so ready to get out.
Yeah.
And every day, I want to tell you, no matter like sometimes already, like in the month or so that I've been in New York, I have had moments where I'm like, fuck, dude, this is tough. Or like, this is gonna, not even this is tough, like nothing bad has happened, but more like the realization of like, oh, this is going to be very hard.
Yeah.
Like harder in a way than I even thought when I was in Portland. And still, I am so happy I do not live in Portland.
Right.
There is not a moment that goes by where I'm like, oh, what about if I still live there? Like, I get updates and I see shit online and I'm like, oh my God, that place did not make me happy.
Yeah.
So even though that I know I'm going to get my fucking balls kicked, it's better to get him kicked in New York than fucking just be the pillow king of Portland.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, nobody wants to be the pillow king of Portland.
Some people do.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, I can name names of people who clearly don't want to leave or have returned to that place to be the pillow king. But anyways, your 1 year, you feel like you use the time in like developing stuff in New York?
I feel like, no. So I mean, I guess when I say I feel like I haven't used my time well, I think that what I'm saying with that is that maybe you lose a year in moving to New York. Like, I'm not necessarily saying, like, I made some sort of huge mistake. I'm saying I moved to New York, and when I imagined moving to New York, it was like I was kind of just popping all over the city and doing all kinds of stuff constantly.
Yeah.
And then when I actually got here, I was like, oh, that all of that costs, like, energy. And the energy... Your kind of internal human battery needs an adjustment period to being surrounded by New York. Because being in New York City and having it around you on all sides, I think is its own little kind of crapshoot a little bit. And you kind of have to adjust to that.
You do. Know? And also, I realized just talking to people, talking to comics, like... a lot of people get out of the city much more frequently than I thought they did.
Yeah.
Like, I've talked to people and they're like, oh, I'm going here. And some of it is for comedy. Like, the people we're talking to are like comics and they're doing the road. But you can tell that it's like, I got to get out of here, man. Because it is like, it's a lot, dude.
Yeah.
It's a fucking lot. Like, I was gone. I was in upstate New York, and like coming back, like I took an 8-hour bus ride to get back from upstate New York, and then I got into Manhattan, and it was just pouring down rain. It was right next to Madison Square Garden. It was like a fucking, and I literally had I had done laundry up there.
Yeah.
So you know, like that, like every story starts out with like a kid getting off a bus in New York City, and he's got like an actual like satchel. Like I had the satchel, and it was getting soaked, and there's a million fucking people, and there's fucking ambulances and all of the shit. I was like, this is like a movie. Like, it does. Anytime you get here, you're like, oh, I'm in some type of movie.
Yeah.
Not even like you're the star. You're just like an extra in it. You're just like everything is a background scene to somebody else.
Right.
But it's so intense that you're like, yeah, I have to see trees again.
Right.
I have to not be around 8 million people.
Right.
It's not like natural to do this.
Yeah, it's not natural to be around this many people. We weren't built, when God built us, when Jesus made us.
Yeah. In his perfect image, I want to say. He didn't mess up at all.
He didn't mess up.
No mistakes.
This was
the plan
on you to be this way.
Yeah.
He didn't, I think he failed to anticipate New York. So he didn't give us that thing in our brain to help us.
That was the one thing he messed up on. He didn't understand that 8 million people might want to live together.
Yeah, that live in the same room, basically.
I know it's like whatever. It's like a privileged statement.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to say this. I do not truly know why you would live in New York if you had a choice, if you weren't doing some type of like thing that you kind of like a creative thing.
Yeah.
Because like New York is a great town. It's an amazing city. There's so much going on. But like just to have a day-to-day life here, I would much rather do it in like a smaller place and then like visit New York often just to get, because like when you visit here as a tourist, you literally do not stop.
Right. Yeah.
Like that tiredness, every time I've left New York as a tourist, I like sleep for a few days because you literally get up, you don't want to miss a moment because it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And you walk all day and all night and you're up all day and all night and that you eventually crash. Like I've had a couple of visits here where like if I'm here for a week, like day 6 or day 7, like I'm like dying.
Right.
I'm so fucked up. Mm-hmm. But then when you just live here, you're like, oh, this just like doesn't stop.
Right. Yeah.
You just don't stop that part of it. You're like, oh, I'll like when I saw you before Thanksgiving, I was like, I have done comedy every night for 3 weeks straight in New York.
Right.
Which is like a whole extra thing because you're just in New York, plus you're like, all right, I gotta go to this show and this mic, fucking,
right. I gotta get
so
to the
much.
place. Yeah,
it's so fucking much.
Thing. Yeah, it's a lot. I was trying to explain it to my mom, and I said,
"Your Hee Haw Woods mom."
My Hee Haw Woods mom.
Who doesn't? Has she ever been to New York?
No, she's never been to New York. She's been to Chicago though.
Okay,
when she was younger. But yeah. I was trying to explain it to her, and I said something. I was trying to spin it in a positive way because she wants to hear it as negative. Like, she would love this podcast right now. She'd be like, yeah, that place does suck, I'm sure. I've never been there.
Now, does she want it to suck because she doesn't want her baby boy living in New York? Is she a Fox News?
No, she's not a Fox News lady. But I think she does kind of feel like, it probably actually sucks to live in cities. And I think that's actually her little confirmation bias. Since she doesn't live in a city, it must suck to do that. And everyone my mother is the kind of person who, like, if you're not living exactly her life, then your life probably sucks.
Right.
But which is kind of a weird thing that I think you're just kind of getting into to make sure, like, no, my life is good because everybody else's life actually sucks.
Right.
That's why mine is good.
8 billion other lives suck on this planet except mine.
Yeah. I have 10 cats and I'm happy. Like that's my
I live
mom.
in the woods of Arkansas.
Yeah.
That was actually the right way to do it.
Yeah.
And everybody else has just been missing.
See, and that's the thing.
She
when
hit
you start
the
talking
bullseye.
like that, it starts making sense. But I was trying to explain it to her, and I was like, you know how you feel when you're on vacation? You can kind of just tap into that anytime in New York City, and that was me trying to spin it positive.
Yeah.
But then I thought about that for like 2 more seconds, and I was like, that's a huge negative right there.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually pretty bad. Because when you're on vacation, you're a crazy person.
Yes.
You don't behave like a normal human being when you're on vacation.
Yeah, you let it go.
Definitely not healthy to be thinking that way on a Wednesday.
No.
Like just in the middle of your week,
No.
anytime,
But you do start to learn, like, how to, you basically, like, I don't know, like, I just don't really do much during the day because I basically put a full 6 to 8 hours in at night of comedy.
Right.
So I basically, like, don't. Also, there's little tips and tricks about New York. Like, if you want to save money, don't eat.
Yeah, don't eat.
Have you ever done that?
Yo.
I haven't eaten today.
You don't need to eat.
Nah.
You can kind of just like...
People do this fucking 3 meal a day thing.
Nah. You keep the food on you.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There's food in you already. Just waiting.
You just
waiting to be eaten.
I got a little pouch that they can eat. My body can eat from.
I got some food on me.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can feel it. I can touch it right now. There's some food on me ready to be eaten.
Your body's got all it needs just by eating itself.
Yeah. I just don't eat, and then when I do eat, it's just from a bodega. That's it. That's how you do it, because that's the cheapest available food.
Yep.
And it's horrible. So there you go.
It's good. It's bad for your body, but good for your wallet, kind of.
Yeah.
Not even fully. It's kind of expensive. Everything.
Everything
it's not
is
worth it.
Everything is more expensive than you think it should be. But you get used to it, though. One thing that's fun about New York City is that when you go other places, you're like, everything's so cheap.
Oh,
like,
the king has arrived to Cleveland. Okay, asshole, I'll buy whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
That's fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, it's like a nice exercise in readjusting what you thought you needed.
Yeah.
You don't need 3 meals a day.
No, definitely not.
You don't need personal space.
No, definitely don't.
You don't really need cleanliness.
No, you can do without it, yeah.
You don't need friends.
Yeah, you definitely don't need friends.
You don't need friends,
Yeah,
dude.
this is going really well for you, Jake.
Yeah,
I'm very
you don't
happy for
need
this mood.
income. You don't need to make a single dollar, dude. You don't need to make a single dollar at all. Like, people think they need money, but you don't need any of this stuff.
If you don't eat, you don't need money.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It's kind of, you're kind of a Republican in government right now, being like, we got to cut some of these services.
Yeah.
Like food, we need to cut that one.
Right. Except happen to be the only citizen of this town.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I'm like, it's a Republican mayor, but he's the only one affected. He's like, who doesn't need to eat? The mayor.
It is kind of like that. Yeah, that is actually something regular Republicans could learn from you. I think in that way,
because they want to eat high on the hog,
right?
But then they want to cut everything else for everybody. I'm just like, hey, no, we ain't eating, and I mean me.
That's such a good scheme right there. I should become a Republican right now and be like, first rule, can't wear shirts. And I'm not wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yep, I'm not a shirt guy
anymore. And you're gay if you do. You start using their like weird ass like sexual shit that they all got brewing.
There we go. Shirts are gay.
Shirts are gay now.
That's a good slogan right there.
Shirts are gay.
Well, this is old school me and you stuff. Sloganeering. Sloganeering. That's we've always been sloganeers.
We would be a great duo to like get a Manchurian candidate. Into the office.
Right. I just want to run a campaign just one time.
That would be fun.
One time.
That would be fun.
It would be super fun.
But, life, but also, those are the negatives of living here, and it's a tough, but, I mean, when you get something here, it really does feel better.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Even these little things, these little breadcrumbs that I'm starting to get, getting booked on a couple shows, it feels so much like more, not like you've earned it, but it's like you had to at least work for it.
Yeah.
Where in Portland, you just, not to sound like whatever, but it just kind of got handed to me after a while.
Right.
No, I was never worried about like, why am I not getting to do this show? And if I didn't get to do a show, I knew it was for a very dumb personal reason.
Right.
It wasn't because I was like, he just isn't good at this thing. But here I'm like, fuck, dude, like even this little bar show that I'm doing like on Monday, which I've been to, and I know there will be 3 people, I'm like, I'm going to bust my ass to do the best on there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want anybody thinking that this guy doesn't, because there's a million fuckers who could have had that spot.
Right. I think that there's an aspect of New York that's sort of like all of the work that you're doing here feels like I'm never going to have to do that again if I accomplish that. You know what I mean? Like it's in Portland, you could accomplish a lot, but then at the end of the day, it's not necessarily like it's sort of like if you have a bunch of money in a currency for a country that's like really small or whatever. You're like, I'm rich here, but if I go anywhere else, it's worthless.
I'm a million Colombianos. You're like, all right, dude, whatever.
Doesn't really matter. No. But in New York, as you make those little bits of progress, you feel like it is going to be worth more to everyone else, which is honestly everyone else's fault. I think that every other city in the United States should just stop caring about New York, because then people wouldn't move there. You know what I mean?
That's true.
We're here for that New York currency. And when we get it, we'll have it forever.
Yes, part of it is the just like, wow, like New York itself becomes a credit almost.
Yeah.
And you start to realize pretty quickly that like, some of these people still suck.
Right.
And some
of them.
A lot of them suck. But a lot of them are good.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Like, you just are not getting the same level of testing your mettle in a town the size of Portland.
Right.
It like statistically could not happen.
It's comfortable.
Because there are just not enough bodies to be like, all right, let's say, just to make it easy, there was 100 comics who are actively doing it in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Here you are like going against a couple thousand at least.
Right.
So the numbers of who's going to be good, you're just going to get a bigger chunk of like, all right, fuck, I have to follow this guy or this lady who's really good.
Right.
Whereas there was like 5 of those people in Portland that you're like, damn, dude. They just crush. Like, this is going to be like, okay, I need to like step up.
Right.
Yeah. Whereas there, it's like you could be on a lineup here of everybody did very well.
Right.
Whereas almost that never happened in a town like Portland, because it'd be like, oh, there's a couple new people on this show.
Right.
Whereas here, they'll be like, and we're only going to book good people.
Mm-hmm.
And the 5 that we booked tonight, there was a couple hundred that we couldn't book.
Right. That's insane.
You will purify yourself through that lens. Like, you will simply... you will have to rise up a bit. Just mentally here, I'm already like on more. I'm just like, I gotta fucking be good tonight.
The vibe is more serious because, like in Portland, especially for me, I don't know. I don't know if it felt like this for you. I think sometimes, depending on who was around, I think it felt like this for you. But in Portland, after a certain point, because I make friends with everybody. I'm a friendly guy.
Yeah, you spread it for everyone.
Yeah, I spread it for everyone.
I'll give it up real quick.
I'll give it up. I'm a lover.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Eventually, that just meant that doing comedy in Portland was just kind of a constant hangout vibe for me, which kind of takes some of the seriousness out of even doing it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So often in Portland, I would show up to do a show with no pre-thought into doing it. You know what I mean? Like, because I was probably even thinking about like, oh, I'm going to see, Aaron's going to be here. I'm going to see my buddy, we're going to like hug and stuff.
Right.
And I'm thinking about hugs. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about comedy.
You thought a lot about hugs.
I was thinking mostly about hugs. And then it would be like, all of a sudden it'd be my time to go on. I'd be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to do this now.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine that vibe
in
New York City. Like, how would that ever happen?
I feel like I observe some of it here because I think that will come around, not in terms of like the lackadaisical, but I do think I have seen people who have been here for years have a certain level of comfort.
Absolutely.
Because they do know, like for us right now, like every show I'm on, like it does matter.
Right.
Whereas I kind of lost that in Portland for a while.
Yeah.
So once in a while I would do a big show, or once in a while I would have like a thing where like I got to kind of nail this. But overall, like, I mean, dude, the last visit I did, I basically bombed all week in Portland. I went back to Portland, and I was like, I'm not going to do a single old joke.
Right.
Because I just felt embarrassed to do anything old. So
you didn't even gone that long, though. Like,
I know, but it just, in my internal thing, and I didn't do well. It was like a fucking growing week.
Yeah.
And I probably was too, like, let's just see where it goes. Like, on a couple shows where it was like I did a feature set at Helium. I probably should have just been like, let's give them some good stuff here.
Yeah,
but I was like, you know what? Like, I know this club well enough. They're not going to fucking not work me again.
Right.
Like, I kind of took advantage of that situation. I was like, what if I have an okay set? They're going to be mad,
Yeah.
And I did. I had an okay set. I got some laughs, but a lot of it was just like, I'm going to fucking work this shit out.
Right.
Here, I would never do that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and maybe that's the value then, though. That's why it makes sense to go back to Portland, because you can kind of just...
You can fuck around.
Yeah.
But here, I'm like, dude, I'm like looking over set lists all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like really like getting back to like the nitty gritty of like, this is a job.
Yeah.
Be prepared. Don't fuck up. Like, have fun.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. But
No,
like,
but-
this is like... I keep thinking, the thing that I keep thinking is like, there actually is nowhere else to go from here.
Yeah.
In Portland, I had this thing in front of me. I was like, New York is going to be the thing. But now I'm in that thing. And I could move to Denver, I could move to Chicago, but at the end of the day, it's like, this was the goal.
Right.
And there's at least no other higher place to be.
Yeah.
Like, this is the NBA of comedy.
Right.
You're in the league now of like trying to make a team or whatever, however the metaphor would go. Like,
yeah, exactly.
You're playing at the best level.
I like you're just having them finish the metaphor. Like, like, you're just like
it doesn't go exactly right because
your audience,
you're on a team, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. And I was like, why am I talking sports to this guy? He doesn't know what the fuck a basketball even is. So, like,
I know what basketball is, okay? I know about basketball.
Okay.
We lived in a basketball town, okay?
Sure.
Some of it had to get to me, you know?
It filtered down.
Yeah, it filtered down. All
but
right.
either way, you are here, and there's almost like no escape. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
There is no, like, further thing to throw down the road. Be like, well, then I could go to where. It's like, no, this is it.
That's it.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
And you're here potentially for the rest of your comedy career if you wanted to be.
Right. Yeah.
Like, you could just.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that sounds
I know.
crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
But I've met already guys who are like, I'm here to get big enough where I don't need to live here. Like, I've met a number of guys who are like, I'm going to do New York, and I don't mind it. But my dream is not to live in New York City for the rest of my life because it's intent. I mean, because of all the reasons we already said. Like, he's like, I got a wife. I don't want to. I want to be like a touring headlining comic,
right?
But I want to live in a town where it's like affordable and not crazy for me to have like a kid or have these are like, and I get that more than I thought I would already. I'm like, oh yeah, I could definitely understand why. Maybe you do 5 or 7 years here and you're like, cool, I have a career.
Yeah.
I'm going to go live in Minneapolis or I'm going to live in Chicago even where it's like a little more breathing room than just being like cranked to 11 for the rest of your life on earth.
Yeah. I haven't really thought about, like, I haven't spent any time this year thinking about like how long I want to be here or what my late game plan is for this because my whole track is now separated from the living world, the flesh space. Technically, I don't need to live in New York.
No, you don't.
There is really no reason for me to
need to live anywhere where their Wi-Fi is.
That's it. That's all we need to do my thing.
Yeah.
And, stand up. What sucks about, I get so jealous when you start talking about like, oh, I wake up and, I just think about stand up all day and blah, blah, blah. And for me, it's the complete opposite. I wake up, I got a million different things I got to be thinking about.
Yeah.
None of them are stand-up.
Yeah.
And then 5 o'clock rolls around and it's like, oh, shit, I got to get on the train. You know what I mean? Like, It's like I have to just pop out of here and then go get some stand-up in and then come back. I'm just really jealous that you're getting...
I am getting all stand-up.
You're getting the focus. You're getting in on just that.
Yes. I've watched more stand-up in the month that I've lived in New York probably than the last 5 years combined.
Yeah.
I feel like because I go to a show or two every night and watch an hour or more of stand-up that I'm not participating in.
Yeah,
and I'm simply
just
there as
watching
an
it.
audience member. They don't even most of these shows. I'm sitting in the audience. They don't even know I'm a comic. I'm just like I'm going to watch this as an audience member,
Right.
And start to like learn and take. You start to just mentally be like, all right, well, this is how this guy's doing it, or like. This is working here. It's like all like you're almost like an understudy here for a while.
Yeah.
Like you like, and it's weird because it's the hardest thing about New York for me has not been the living or whatever. It's been being so close to the stage and not getting on it that much. That is like kind of killing me. And I didn't realize it was going to be that dramatic of a shutdown.
Right.
But I quickly got here and kind of learned like, just talking to more experienced comics and more experienced in comedy and in New York comedy.
Right.
And quickly I was like, damn, I did not know it was... I kind of thought I was going to get here and I'd be like, I'd be doing 5 spots a night. And they would all be kind of shitty open mics. Mm-hmm. But then talking to everybody here, they're like, that would be a waste of your time.
Yeah.
The thing to do is network and meet people.
Right.
And I had no concept of that. And we had no concept of that in Portland because that's not how it worked there. In Portland, you just did every spot you could.
And that's all you had to do. Yeah. You didn't have to network because there's only so many people in the scene. Like, you just got to be funny, and then eventually someone...
You don't even have to be funny, and they'll
you
put
don't
you on a
have to
show.
be, well, yeah, you don't have to be funny.
I mean,
you just have
was not a qualifier.
You just got to be there, you know,
and nice,
Monday through Friday,
yeah.
and kind of nice, at least at first. And then after you get in, then you can be a sociopath, basically, which I miss the system, you know?
Yeah, that was a fun, predictable system.
Yeah,
that
it was
on repeat in Portland every fucking month.
True.
I was like, oh, look at how it's working again.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, it was always, especially when it came to people that were like, oh, it's time to turn on the sociopath thing. It was like, could we not have just like seen this coming? Like, why was this a sudden reveal, you know?
I was the canary in the coal mine for a number of people.
A number of times
that I was like, this is not looking good. And then it was like, well, you're a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah,
don't say that. And then
everyone was always like, no one ever recognized that as like a
right, like
a notable
a
quality.
Thing that should be like, oh, maybe this guy's a read on people. It was always like, he's actually a dick. And I was like, but I'm right. I've been right a number of times. Been like, this is not a person we should promote.
Yeah.
But either way, it's a completely different system here in New York.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you could literally do open mics every day. You could do 30 spots a week. I've met a guy who does about 25 to 30 spots a week. He is not I don't know how new he is, so it's harder to, like, I don't want to judge him. Like,
yeah, sure.
Because he seems pretty new at comedy. But it's like, you could do that for a couple years and not make almost any real progress in the career path of stand-up.
Right.
You would eventually for sure meet someone who books a show and yada, yada, yada. But that just, here it's like, I've made more connections, literally. It's not even like, it's not like I'm trying to hedge it one way. I have made better connections by going to a show, watching, introducing myself, and saying, hey, could I send you a tape, than I ever would have if I'd skipped that show that night and gone to another mic.
Right.
Provably.
Absolutely.
I've already done two of the shows that I've done that for. I've gotten no shows out of just going to an open mic.
Right.
So that's
no one's gonna be there. No one that has a show is gonna be there.
And that is weird to me, though. That has been like, because I thought I was like, I'm actually doing much less stand up in New York, where there's so many more opportunities to do it, than in Portland. But that's just because I'm not the guy here.
Right. Well, you're not. That's the whole thing, is that it's like what you were saying before with the understudy thing. And I think I kind of had a similar realization, which just kind of like, my reaction to it has basically just been like, I don't know. I don't want to think about this right now. And it's like, I just keep like putting it off.
Don't want to think about what?
I don't want to think about the grind that you're talking about.
Yes.
Like, because what you're saying is, yes, exactly. That's it. And when, like, the idea of my life, the way it's set up, I've had this idea in my head of like, so eventually I'm gonna take like a handful of months, like 3 months, and then I'm gonna do exactly what you're talking about doing for like 3 months.
Oh, just
very
like
hardcore.
every night, grinding it, meeting,
meeting people, and that's what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be stage time. It's gonna be meeting people. And every time I think about it, I'm like, yeah, we're going to do that. When am I? Let's see. So maybe like next month I'll start, though. We'll start it next month.
I do text you almost every day.
Yeah.
Like, hey, are you going out? And you're like, I got to do some other shit. And then a couple nights a week we meet up.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, hey, I've done all this. And you're like,
that's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Have not done that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I think that's one of the monkey paw part of my life has been that it's like I got a kind of dream opportunity to work for myself.
Yeah.
But then the problem with that is now I work for myself. And so there's this kind of like, there are things that I want to happen so that my life gets better.
Right.
And there is basically no one to pawn that off on. I mean, the other guy on the show is Matt, and Matt does what he does, and then I do what I do. And between the two of us, Matt, has a kid and a wife and like a completely different life than me.
Right.
I'm the one that could help us expand. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the one with the extra time to like sort of invest on something that may or may not pay off.
Right.
Like, that's how I think about me and Matt's time. Matt's time needs to be spent on things that are for sure, like these are the essentials, the things that need to happen.
Yeah.
I'm the experimental guy. I'm the guy that's like, all right, I'm going to put some time into this. I don't know if this is going to be worthwhile to our brand at all. I've been working on pins a lot lately, trying to get us some enamel pins made, learning a lot about hard enamel, soft enamel. Like that's what I do with my time is I'm like, here's something we could do.
Yeah.
That would be helpful to the brand and everything. But, I don't know anything about it. So now I have to learn about it. And that sucks.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it could also make you a bunch of money.
Absolutely. So there is the potential payoff.
Whereas I need to learn about like comedy, or not even like learn, but just like I just need to get better with, at this point, zero promise of any payoff.
That's true.
Like anytime I write a new bit that I'm like, that got good laughs, it's not like President Comedy's like, we see you're making progress in the company and you're moving up.
That's true. There's no guarantee at all.
And dude, here, man, it is so frustrating because like you're on a show with somebody, you're at open mic, or you see somebody on a flyer and you're like, you look them up and you're like, Jesus Christ, they have 150,000 followers. Or like the dynamics here are so wild.
Yeah.
In terms of like what path people are on, even if it's relatively similar ability to do the job.
Right.
Like it's like you watch a person with 100,000 and watch a person with 10,000. The 100,000 isn't necessarily 10 times funnier.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. It's not a meritocracy in that way.
But they have potentially 10, like those numbers represent 10 like times the amount of people who go to the shows, which means let's say 10 times earning power. Like, so it's all this like scale shit where you're like, oh, well, now I have to figure this out,
right?
Like, and I'm kind of way behind the 8 ball on this.
And that's really the problem, is that the only place to self market as a comedian is social media.
Yeah,
and like one problem that I have, that I feel like if my thing was different, it would be like I would maybe get like a little free pass. I'd just get away with it. Is that the audience I built for my stuff? They're too cool for social media, which is fine. I don't like social media either.
Yeah, it blows.
But the problem is that so if they were, like Gen Z people,
right,
and they were all following me on Instagram or whatever, because of the show that I do,
right, I
could just cash them in for stand-up comedy, basically, and it would be easy as heck to do that.
Yeah.
But they're not. And it's not fair for me to expect them to be, because I'm not that. So why would I have attracted an audience that is, so different from me, that they're into this thing?
Yeah.
And like social media is just the worst thing in culture, probably. I mean, it might not be the worst thing. I mean, there's worse stuff, but it's pretty bad. Like,
it's weird because it's bad to the point of like, I was in upstate New York for 5 days, and I'm telling you, man, I just didn't have service really.
Yeah.
Yes, I was on vacation, but like I felt so much better not being part of the phone.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, so what's good for me is definitely not being on this thing.
Yeah.
What's literally 180 degrees, what's good for my career is being on this thing all the time.
Yeah.
I would, if I was like, I'm putting out a reel every day or what, all that shit that these people do, that I would for sure see dividends.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably feel worse.
Yeah.
I would almost for sure feel worse.
Right.
And it's like, you have to, and I know like whatever, like these are all fucking comedy complaints, but it's like, that is basically the job now. The job is like part comedy, how are you marketing yourself?
Right.
And like and it really is a big division line of like who's doing the marketing work. Because I'm telling you, in a month I have seen a lot of funny comics, and I looked them up, I'm like, oh, they have nothing to show for themselves.
Right.
And they are better than a lot of people who have a lot to show for themselves.
Right.
It's just like, but it's just like, if you're not doing that marketing work, you aren't really even a comedian at this point.
Right.
Because who the fuck cares that you're really good? It's almost like comedy, which is 100% in the moment, is now just like, actually, it's not.
It's not in the moment, yeah.
What you do in the moment is simply to get a clip to advertise you to do the next thing in the moment, where it's just this fucking cycle. And I have so many friends who are very funny who have nothing to show themselves. And it's simply because they didn't do that part of the game.
Right. Yeah. I'm trying to motivate myself to do that. It's again, that would be like another thing to put into the day work, though, of like sitting there and looking at the clips that I already have, which are old clips.
Also, do these people not hate everything they've ever done?
I don't.
That's the other thing. There is like a breed of person who's like, what I'm doing is good.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, I thought the whole point of being an artist was like, it all sucks.
Right.
it's never good.
I've never necessarily felt that way. Like, I've never felt like, oh, I just hate the stuff that I do. What I do is fun for me to do, though. Like, it's like when I do my jokes, I'm like, oh, this is fun for me to do this. I'm not necessarily going to be like, oh, this is like a great joke, I'm a fucking genius.
Yeah.
But it's like, ooh, this is a fun little game to play.
Right.
If I'm sitting down looking at the clip later, that's not fun. That's not the part that is. I don't want to experience it that way. I don't want to be in the audience for what I'm doing. I like the spot that I'm at, right, where I'm the one saying the really.
You have a more performer-based comedy.
Yes, exactly.
The audience should feel off-put, miserable, not understanding what it is ever. They should see it and go, what is this?
Yeah. And
what's happening here?
The jokes are not going to stand up. Like, the jokes are not going to work just removed from that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be in the room with you.
Yes.
Like, I think that will.
Yes.
I'm confident if you're listening and you're going to come see me perform and be in the room, I can do it. I know I can do it.
Right.
But just giving you that on your phone, like, you're going to be like, this guy's so
why is he showing his ass?
Yeah, why is he showing his ass?
Yeah,
He's so stupid.
It needs context that you're not understanding.
Well, it needs some air. Like, I need to be able to kind of like set my own tone in the set and then go from that. So I think, like, the other thing too is, by nature of that, we're weeding out, I would say, all of the comedy that I like. Like, it's the format basically disqualifies most comedy that's not fast, snippy, really, really jokey, like very formula type.
Yeah.
Like, that's what that format is going to promote.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, it's just kind of boring.
Right.
Like, my girlfriend gets a lot of stand-up via, like, Instagram, actually. And she shows me a lot of stuff that's funny. But it's all like,
it's the same.
It's all the same. It's all like very, very jokey, very, very written out. And it's like, yeah, because that's the only thing that's going to work. Like, we need to get you into this person. We don't have time to even establish who they are because it's literally like a 20-second clip.
Yeah.
So we need to see this person. They tell joke. It is literally like opening up. It's like candy wrapper stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because we
stick.
don't have it. Yeah, it's a popsicle stick type joke economy.
Yeah.
And there's no room to be a little freak and show your ass. And I got a problem with that.
Well, there are other websites for that.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
Well, it is kind of Instagram, but they ain't looking at your ass.
Yeah, they ain't looking at my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not an ass for that, you know?
No, it really isn't.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I know it. I know what my ass is for, and it's not for that, and that's
it's
okay.
to laugh at.
Yeah, it's a laughing ass.
It's a laughing ass, dude. It's not a fucking thick dump truck that you want to fuck. It's a laughing ass.
It's a laughing ass.
You want to look at it and go, that is good, dude. That is good stuff. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The funny thing about all this complaining is that no one cares about
true.
our problems.
It's true.
No
one cares about our problems.
And, nor they should they.
No one cares. I'll say this, though, to be fair. No one cares about a lot of people's problems.
Yeah.
And they don't make podcasts about it. That's
true.
really noble.
Yeah.
I want to say that to everyone listening, I know you got problems.
Yeah.
And you didn't make a podcast about it.
You didn't decide to throw this out onto the airwaves.
Yeah. That's so cool of you.
Yeah.
You need to stop and think about how cool it is that you
guys
don't
are
make
really
a podcast
cool.
about the stuff that you want to complain about. That's really cool.
Because it is exhausting that everyone has a voice now.
Yeah.
It's too many voices.
Too many voices. They're all screaming out there.
They are. You just turn on your phone and it's just like, and it's like, all right, like, what? Did everybody need to be able to talk?
Yeah.
It's kind of cooler, I think, when like 10 people got to talk.
That's true. Yeah. When
then the rest of us just got to complain that, like, if I had a I'd fucking say my thing,
That's a lot cleaner.
It's so, because then you could like relate, like you and a guy at the bar would be like, you know what sucks? That guy on TV.
That guy
and
sucks.
He just got that job but now it's like, hey, y'all have the same opportunity, so you should be doing. And you're like, yeah, this is just, I don't know. Now we're just drowning in a river of fucking morons. Like,
yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's like everybody wants me to have a job. It's like culture has decided that everybody should have a job where they have to sift through all of their entertainment opportunities and then curate themselves. And it's like, I don't want to have that job. Like,
no,
that's not a job I was looking to have.
Give me The Simpsons and I'll shut up.
Yeah, just I'll just
I don't
work
care.
on The Simpsons.
Yeah,
Thank you. That's all.
It's ups and downs, but I'll just give me I don't want a million fucking things, dude. sometimes these fucking dictatorships really, they know what they're doing.
They kind of know what they're doing.
It's like you get two choices,
Yeah.
and then you'd be like, well, I like A, and they're like, we like B, and that's what you fight about, and that's fine.
Right.
Now it's like, yeah, it's A through Z plus like the negative numbers and all these fucking like infinite numbers and pi, and it's just like, and everybody's happy. It's like, who's happy?
Yeah.
Is anybody really happy?
Yeah.
I really don't think anybody's happy.
No, I don't think so either. I think they're all lying. It's like that whole like Netflix thing when you like pull up, you're like, I want to watch something on Netflix, and then you get hit with like a giant wall of like a million possible things that they all start playing on their own. They don't even like wait for you to click on them. They just start yelling at you.
Hey, what about this right now? And you're like, what the fuck, dude? Just chill out.
Just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And so, yeah, you just get overwhelmed.
But that's everywhere on the internet now.
Yeah.
It's just like, you might like this, or you might like this, or you might like this. And it's just that, it's like an echo mirror hall forever.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like, isn't this sick?
Yeah.
This is sick.
Yeah, sick. Yeah. Ooh,
just give me 3 channels.
Yep.
And then if you want cable, you get like 15 channels.
Yeah. And people are like, whoa, that's a lot. Yeah. That's what I want to live. Yeah. I want to live in that.
We are becoming old men.
Absolutely. I mean, that's
like aging,
ever since I met you, that's what we've been doing. You know?
This sucks. It does suck.
We're literally talking about returning to how TV was when we were kids. That's the whole thing.
Better.
Yeah.
It's better.
It's funny how much, like, it'll be fun to watch Gen Z do that. You know what I mean?
If we want to go so far in the future, how about this? Actually go into my mind, and then when I turn on the TV, only the shit I would actually watch would present itself.
Yeah.
I don't. If that's the future, if they're like, hey man, we've neuralinked you up, and we know
in
what
a
million
like.
years you will never watch the fucking, I don't know, what's the show that people like, whatever these shows are that's like Jake is not going to be interested in, then it is like, hey, there's about 10 things you're going to like.
Right.
Here they are. Because now it's just like, oh, do you want the Liam Neeson movie, or do you want the fucking rom-com, or do you want the fucking Saw 9? Or it's like, no, like, move out of the way.
Yeah, move out of the way.
Move the fuck out of the way.
Yeah, or just, like, tap into my brain so good that, like, you know everything basically already. Yeah,
that's what I want then, because I don't think we're going back to the old shit. So just get so good that you just know, like, he's not going to want to watch this.
Yeah, I wish there was, like, a way, because something that keeps happening to me is that, like, I consume a lot of media, and it doesn't always mean that I want the algorithm to know. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I click on something, and it's like, that's because I'm feeling weird, or I'm feeling kind of hateful, I want to click on this because, like, fuck this person.
It's like a Charlottesville video.
Yeah. I'm like watching the Charlottesville stuff, and I'm like,
they got some points, dude. They got some fucking points here, man.
But I don't want the algorithm being like, oh yeah, it's
now
Charlottesville
it's selling you
guy.
tiki torches.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't want that.
Yeah,
I don't want that. So I wish there was just a really easy way. And I know that you can I know you can talk to your algorithm directly. You can say, like, I'm not interested in this. I don't like that. That, to me, that's the job part. That's the part I don't like.
Right.
I just want the algorithm to know, like, listen, his interests are these. Sometimes he clicks on this shit.
Yeah.
It's not because he likes that. He's
we
just,
want
like,
digital gods.
Yeah.
We want 100% omnipresent
some
God.
Discretion.
Yes.
Like, just peg me for what you think I am, and just give me that. And if I get a little freaky sometimes,
He's a cute little gay straight boy who once in a while clicks on a white supremacist video.
Just don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like look at what you already got, Like,
twisted,
look at the details you already have on me.
Right.
And when you get an outlier, don't be like, well, now we're just going to change it all to this shit. Yeah. Because I feel like that happens, and that's frustrating.
I know.
Yeah.
Click on one little video,
of
a fucking, high school senior twerking. And then all of a sudden, it's all kids.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Thanks. Thanks, China.
Thanks.
Not into that.
Yeah. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I just wish they knew. They just got to know. They just got to tap into my brain and just read my thoughts. That's what
we need.
Yeah.
How's life here in this beautiful apartment?
Oh, it's fun.
It's
nice.
crazy, dude.
Yeah.
You live in basically on our income level a mansion.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird.
It's blows my mind.
Yeah, our landlord hasn't given, like, so our lease is up at the end of this month, and our landlord won't tell us if we get to keep living here or not.
Oh.
So there's a little bit of stress. A little bit of stress right now. No, everyone else is not stressed about it. Like everyone else that lives here isn't, but I am because I'm kind of like I'd like to keep doing this
forever.
I'm more into this.
This is insane.
Yeah, it's fun. I don't want people thinking that it's actually it's one of those spots.
It's pleasant, dude.
It's pleasant.
You walk in here and it feels like safe and warm and pleasant. My place feels not any of those.
A little spooky. It's just
like
place.
Dingy and kind of grimy.
Yeah.
And like now there might be some roommate tension.
Oh dear.
Which
oh Lord.
I didn't even get.
Yeah.
We are a more progressive household than you because it's a multiracial household.
Oh yeah, no.
You
we
guys
don't do that here.
white dudes.
We don't do that here. No. We're just white guys.
I'm living with I'm the only white guy.
Wow. That's cool. That's very progressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Three's Company, except one guy's
company.
one guy's
like Three's Company.
One guy's a Latino, one guy's an Asian.
Wow.
And then old white Jew face over here.
Yeah. That's cool.
Cool.
I
guess we don't have a woman.
It's very gentrified over here.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But I love gentrification. If this is what it is, this is great.
Yeah.
This is great, dude.
Yeah. And I'm living with people, that I've known for like over 10 years.
That's
like,
true.
It's a sweet deal.
You guys aren't doing passive aggressive text messages.
No.
Which we have now entered in my household.
No, we have fun here. We're just like a fun,
there ain't
happy
no
family.
fun.
We have so much fun here, and we're all around the same age, so we're all in our like early 30s. We have so much fun here that sometimes I'll kind of catch us hanging out, and I'll be like, I hope this just never ends, actually. I hope we just do I could just do this, forever. I could just live with my boys in this place.
Yeah.
And really...
That's why, like, the country is falling apart. Honestly, it's because, like, none of us are getting married or having
everybody
kids.
just wants to live with their boys.
Because there's, like, a bunch of dudes having that moment where, like, dude, I hope this never ends.
Yeah,
and then it is, like, guys in their 50s being like, isn't life sick? And it's like, you never procreated. What are you doing? The nation is failing.
We're supposed to procreate.
Yeah, you're supposed to have one kid at least. And you didn't have any.
No kids. And
no kids.
You didn't settle down. You didn't buy a house. We wanted you to buy a house, We
wanted you to buy a house, have kids, and get real jobs, and you didn't do any of those things.
I'm not doing that. I'm just like having movie night on Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Monday night movie night.
Ooh, you got to come to our Monday night movie night.
Right.
It's very, very good. We spin a wheel. It's hilarious. It's very good.
It's funny that like people who move to New York are like people who, they're like, oh, Friends or Seinfeld. Those aren't real shows. And it's like,
kind of is.
I mean, for you it is.
If you got the friends.
If you have friends.
If you have friends in
you
New
have a bunch
York.
of white friends in a nice apartment in New York City. It's like, except there's no women involved.
That's true.
But you have a white girlfriend.
I do have a white girlfriend.
Who's an immigrant?
Well, yeah, technically, no, she was born here. Actually, she was born here.
Never mind.
But yeah.
You don't get any points.
Yeah, you're right.
On the point system of like what's cool or not, you're just a white chick.
Yeah, it's
sorry.
True. It's true. It's a very white life I'm living.
Yeah, but that's great.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have to say it like that, but you know what I mean.
So you are saying in some way that white is right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely,
white
not.
is the best choice.
No. I'm just saying I am living a very white life.
White life.
White life.
If you put a little stank on it,
a little
white life. Kind of sounds fun, and
you can't really admit this is not a very hashtagable phrase. White life.
I've getting shit removed every other day.
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff taken down. That's kind of your brand.
I'm a bad boy on the internet. Yeah, I'm a bad boy on the internet.
Yeah, you are. Why do you do that? Why do you disrespect the censors so much?
I know.
Why
it's
not
crazy.
Just leave them to their work?
Isn't it crazy that that's like a thing on the internet?
Yeah. It is kind of.
Like, that's wild that I've had things on the internet taken down.
Right.
It's the internet.
Yeah, the cowboy days of the internet are long gone.
Over.
That's over. It's not the Wild West anymore, for sure.
But it is, like, okay, this is like a real thing, though. Like, there's a comic who, I guess I won't say his name because it's a funny joke, but
okay.
I don't know. I don't want to make it seem weird, but he had a joke that I was just kind of mentioning where he was like, look, I got to apologize. I've looked at a few TikTok videos where I didn't realize the age.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like these like fucking like
right.
young women. And then it's like, and then like a tiny line in their profile be like, I'm 16. And so he had a really funny joke about it.
Yeah.
He's like, so I'm having to watch like older video to reset my algorithm, all this shit that we've been talking about. But it's like, so let me get this straight. Like, I had a video that was like, taken down where I was interviewing people outside a hospital about COVID.
Right.
That was like deemed inappropriate. but there's like an underage girl like basically showing everything but the thing.
Right.
And it's like,
that's chill.
Please add more.
Right. And TikTok is looking at this and being like, yeah, we got to pump this out to whoever we can.
Whoever
you know
can.
What I mean?
Even Asian comics who are like, I don't want to see this. I didn't need to see this. I wasn't supposed to see this.
Yeah, they know the demo.
Yeah.
They have your info. They know roughly who you are, what type of person you are, all those things. And they still chose like, yeah, we're going to send that over here. That'll be good.
But I don't know. Yeah, I just got to make family-friendly shit.
I really think I mean, I will say, like, you know, obviously, when people were, that was when they were doing the protests, like, outside of hospitals over the vaccine. Yeah, that, I was still in Arkansas when they did that, and it was, like, pretty crazy out there. But, obviously, I don't agree with those people. But the idea of, if we just take this off Instagram, then it'll all be chill is like really kind of wild to me.
It blows my mind because those people I talked to were half the reason they were mad is because their shit was not left online.
Right.
They'd be like, we're being censored. And then they were like, and now that must mean we're right. And that must mean that there's this big thing.
Yeah. You're justifying the conspiracy theorist in them.
We are on the trail of the truth because why else would they take it down?
Right.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's so crazy too, because like I was able to easily find, you know, this was still years ago. This wasn't on social media, but it's just like with a simple Google search, I watched a number of beheading videos.
Wow.
Just because it was like, well, remember when those things were like, happening all the time?
It was out there. It was being put. It was like a part of the.
I just wanted to see like what, like, is this? And then you just watch guys get their heads cut off,
right?
And so the fact that like. But on Instagram, we don't got any of that shit. It's like okay, so I mean, I guess you're keeping your little neighborhood safe, but the internet is a world.
It's a whole world. Yeah,
there's literally everything on there.
Yeah, and the whole thing is that if you were hoping to actually censor the internet, like the whole internet, cat's already out of the bag.
Yeah,
it's done. The window for that already closed. It's not going to work.
But even on these platforms, it's like, it's funny what they'll choose. Like, I get suggested, like, fight videos sometimes. They're probably like, well, he's, like, a guy who likes, like, hot chicks. So maybe he's, like, into dudes getting their asses. You know, because it's like alpha shit or whatever. If he's into hot chicks, then maybe he's into, like, dudes getting their ass.
Your algorithm is like, he likes hot chicks. Because my algorithm doesn't think that about me.
I've watched enough hot chick videos.
My algorithm doesn't think that I like hot chicks, actually. It's something I've noticed.
Yeah.
Because I'll see some other guy's algorithm, and it's all
chicks.
And
Mine
I'm like,
chicks and sports and comedy.
It's funny that my algorithm hasn't gotten me on.
What is yours? Like a guy playing the piano?
Oh, it'll be like it. You know, I mean, it'll be like really nerdy stuff, just like video game stuff.
Yeah,
or like somebody will be like, I made this cool Game Boy, and it'll be like, look at this cool Game Boy. And I'll be like, that is a cool Game Boy, though. You know, like
when you hit that's a cool Game Boy.
That's true.
The pussy algorithm goes, yeah, we're gonna just drop
you know what?
off.
Maybe that's my problem. Is like maybe I've been a little insecure at the table and haven't liked the stuff, the lady stuff, and maybe that's why they're not bringing it to me.
I feel like as soon as I started Instagram, it was like, this is what you're going to be into. Like, I got on it day one.
Oh,
They're
really?
like,
You didn't
here's
even have
asses.
to give it.
Here's a bunch of asses.
You didn't have to give it any info at all? Yeah.
One time, me, Shane, and Seth were looking at our, whatever it's called, like the suggested for you on Instagram.
Yeah.
And because they're both married men, they've had to, like, skedaddle around it. They've had to clean it up. So, like, Seth's was just, like, basketball stuff. And I'm like, I'm single, and it's all gals, And it was just, like... It's just funny how like that's what it is. They're like, yeah, I can't be looking at this.
Yeah,
shit.
they know that you're married, So that's you're in the married demo. Yeah. So they're like, well, don't. But
it's funny though that I can see like my shit getting taken off. Like, oh, we can't spread COVID misinformation.
Right.
But I can watch like literally endless hours of guys getting knocked out violently in the streets.
Right.
So it's like, so in your world, it is okay for me to consume just like, and I can get amped up about it. I can be like, this guy deserved it. This guy didn't deserve it. I can like that. Even off random fight, you always end up taking a side.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, that guy should not have got punched that way. Like, just an idiot being like, dude, he didn't deserve it that way. I'm just a fucking monkey just going, But like, so that gets guys going. They get fucking whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram and these things are just like, that's okay. You can watch as much.
That's
like,
chill. Yeah, yeah.
And you can watch like, war shit. You can watch guns. You can watch like guys on battlefield.
As much violence as you want. But don't watch people sharing their opinion.
Yeah, like
because we've gotten in trouble for like letting this stuff be out there.
Yeah,
before.
like
it's so weird.
It doesn't
it's
make
so, like,
actual like
this is just like one little slice.
Yeah,
and it's only because they got like they're not doing it. They're doing it because they got heat.
Yeah.
From doing it.
Yeah.
From letting it be out there.
But I think the other stuff is so normalized now. It's like, watch it and get his ass kicked.
It's like not to be one or the other about it, but like, why don't they get heat for everything? And then they're like, oh, well, we got to really clean. It's like Instagram has to be family friendly or something. But instead, the only thing they feel like they can do is if you're spreading any kind of conspiracy theory type stuff, even if it's like, because the thing about what you're posting too is it's you with the microphone.
Right.
So
like,
you are the representative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you are talking to another person.
Right.
It already suggests that you are interviewing someone. And so they're sharing something that is not necessarily the viewpoint of you.
Right.
So I don't understand why that should ever be censored.
And it is weird to think that at some point there will be another controversy that, who knows, like we're basically hoping that Instagram or these companies take the right side of it.
No, they never will.
Right, but that's what
first.
I'm saying. Like, so let's say there's something that comes up that's pretty controversial. Let's say there's a new bill or there's a new pandemic even.
Right.
And at first the mainstream thing is like, this is the narrative. And then so anybody who says otherwise is just going to be taken. But let's say over time, it's like maybe, because right now we've actually already done that with COVID.
Yeah.
Like the vaccines when they came out, it's like, these are 100% effective. And now it's like, everybody gets COVID now.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
So like those people who were saying like, I'm not going to get it, like maybe they were right, maybe they were wrong, but they definitely weren't 100% wrong.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I mean,
we can't keep pretending that it was just this like easy thing and it was like, yeah, like I don't know. At the end of the day, it's like, remember when that ivermectin shit was happening and people were taking like horse medicine because there was a version of it that they gave horses? Like, at worst, it was just people being dumb and killing themselves.
Right.
And it was kind of funny for the rest of us to be like, all right, you're taking like horse shit. I don't know, man. Like. Whatever, like the fact that it was like, we have to get this off the internet. We have to not anybody who says the word ivermectin is like, well,
it feels like you're just working for ivermectin at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it feels like you're just doing the PR work of like spreading this out by censoring it.
Yeah, and then a bunch of people probably like, oh, they don't want us taking it. It must be the truth, and it's like, oh, then you go on down to the feed store and you get your tube of Ivo.
Listen, if we're too stupid to know the truth, then we're doomed. And it doesn't matter what you're going to do.
Well,
what you're going to
censor. That's been proven pretty. I think that's a confirmed case.
Yeah.
Of maybe not all of us, but a lot of people are dumb as rocks.
Right. And I think that is the primary issue. And so you can't really like fix that's not a Band-Aid that's going to work for that one particularly.
I think truly, man, like, like the gun thing, too, in America, there are other countries that have a lot of guns, and they don't shoot each other. And I feel like the reality that no politician will ever get any, like, what they should say is, like, hey, we got a bunch of violent psychopaths living in this country. Now, maybe it's because America fucked them up, or maybe it's just what it is, and this is the genetic breed of these people. But whatever it is, there's something going on that's specific to this country. It's not just the guns.
Right.
Because there's a million guys with guns who don't go shoot people.
Right.
But no one wants to say, we got a bunch of fucking crazy people in this country who do this. Because there's other countries that have access to guns.
Well, but you're going to lose the crazy dollar if you say that. You know what I mean? We want to keep that crazy dollar going.
I guess.
Yeah.
Are they spending?
Oh, crazy people spend. Absolutely. Crazy people spend. Crazy people are the best spenders. You just get them hooked on whatever, and then now they spend on that.
If you were like, hey, guys, let's just be real. We need to solve the crazy issue.
Yeah, the crazy issue. Yeah.
Versus the gun issue or the censorship issue. It's just like, hey,
yeah, I think
there are dumb, crazy psychopaths out there.
Right.
They're not even a lot.
Right.
But they cause a lot of damage when they do.
Right.
Because, like, okay, school shooters, 99.9% of kids who go to school don't shoot to school. But the
Right.
one kid who does is like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Right.
Now, they don't deal with this in other countries, really.
Yeah.
You don't have fucking... Now, some of them, they don't have a lot of guns, but some countries do have a lot of guns, and they still don't shoot up their classmates.
Right.
So why do American kids fucking do it? Well, maybe American kids are just fucking psychos sometimes.
Well, maybe... or
But if you said that, it would be like, whoa, dude, there has to be... It's like, well, no. Maybe they're just out of their fucking mind.
Right. Well, yeah, but I think what you're saying is if we were taking that as the point of issue and then try to solve that problem, that would probably make a lot more sense than kind of just continuing to clamp down
Yes, of course.
on everyone.
But no one would do that.
Yeah, no, I would. I mean,
You
I don't
can
even know
never-
what the solution would be there.
You
Because it's
can
like,
never... But you can never just... I feel like it's just weird that you can't even say that that might be the problem.
yeah.
You can
well,
never just be like, hey, instead of pretending that it's just there might be too many guns or there might be whatever, there might be too much misinformation. It might
Right.
just be like, hi, I'm Joe Biden. I just want to say that in America, there's 325 million, and some of us are lunatics and psychos.
Yeah.
Let's just quit. Let's stop pretending that we're all on the same page here.
Right.
Some of us are out of our minds. And that's okay. We'll start from there. But now you
Joe
can't
Biden
even
would
say
be great
that.
to be
you
the
can't
president
even
that
say
says
that.
this, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He might rattle that off just accidentally. Oh, you guys are all fucking psycho. You're fucking. Who's a psycho in this? You know, he's like trembling at the mic. Who's a little fucking psycho?
Psycho out here.
How much time? Where are we at?
Oh, where are we at? We are at an hour 50. Hour 50 seconds, sorry.
Oh, I was like, no way. We've
No,
been
no,
doing
no.
this for 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh, well, we
an
can,
hour and a minute.
We can wrap this up right now.
We can
baby
wrap it
boy.
up. We can wrap it up.
Whew.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Great
thanks
job,
for
everybody.
joining me, Hunter.
Yeah, this definitely took a what is stuff route. Eventually,
Well,
we got there.
We have some fans.
Yep.
I always assume when people listen to anything I do that generally most of them know who you are. Mm-hmm. But in case people want to look you up,
Yeah.
And we never really mentioned the show that is.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
You have a show that you've built your life around, and it's called
What is it called?
Space Cats Peace Turtles.
Ooh,
I know it.
that was great. Yeah.
But I feel like we left that a mystery. But you have a job that is a podcast about a specific board game.
Right. So I got two shows I can
You have two
pitch to
shows
you.
now. But the main one that started this all
is Space Cats Peace Turtles.
Yes.
So, if you are a nerd, if you're a nerdy person, you might be interested in the things that I do.
Yes.
If you're not nerdy, then you won't be. And
At all.
I guarantee
Yeah.
that you will not be.
It's a good sifter.
Yeah. I'm nerds only.
Yeah,
I'm going after that
it's
nerd dollar.
Nerd only.
Nerd only.
Yeah.
Space Cats Peace Turtles is a show about a board game, just one board game. It's called Twilight Imperium. I didn't come up with a name. There's nothing I can do about it. But the other show is just about video games in general. That one's has a little bit wider appeal from being a sliver of the population to being a decent chunk of it.
A lot of gamers.
A lot of gamers out there. That show is called Old Gamers Almanac. It's kind of like this, actually, for video games. It's just kind of two people being like old and farty. And being like, games, they were better. And now they suck.
Now they suck.
Because everything was better when I was a kid.
Right.
And that's how everyone... We'll just continue to do that forever. It's just like, things were good when... like Gen Zers are going to be like, TikTok used to be great, but now, the new VR brain scan stuff.
Right.
That ain't right. That's too much. It used to be back in my day, you'd watch stand-up bits that were 20 seconds long,
right?
And they would have a good set up punchline formula. Now they just beam you a meme into your brain.
Now they just tickle this part where you laugh and you don't even know why.
Yeah, you don't even know why. Yeah, you're right.
You just go, I want to laugh right now, and it goes.
We're going to get eventually the executives are going to be like, the problem is the content part. We just need to go straight to brain juice. Yeah.
And
just
what
like,
we sell
bam.
is a thing that just goes, tickles your G spot of your laugh bone.
Laugh bone.
And then you go, I'm laughing. And I got a bunch of laughs in today. And then you go, you know what? I haven't cried in a while.
Yep.
And then go, well, we got a fucking thing for that too.
You ever read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep?
Because that's in that. So. Okay.
There's a really you should read the first scene of that book. Is really good because it's this guy, the guy from Blade Runner, Rick Deckard, who's like a detective. He's like getting up one morning and his wife is they're having like a fight. Like it's a very like kind of almost sitcom-esque fight.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she has this thing called a mood organ that she can turn to whatever mood she wants. And I think she had I think the fight, I don't remember exactly how it plays out, but it's almost like I think he gets mad at her because she had it set to like a negative emotion or something. He's like, "Why are you doing that?" You know, and she's like, "I don't know. I wanted like a cry or whatever." It's it's a very good scene. That guy too, Philip K. Dick, crazy guy, insane guy, wild guy.
Wild guy.
Definitely, of all the science fiction authors, probably the wildest and the weirdest.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But
yeah,
you should be a
read
little out there.
Yeah, you gotta be.
Write fucking weirdo books.
Well, and they all did, they were all like, science is cool, but also drugs are really even
drugs
cooler.
rock.
Science is neat. I don't know, though. Drugs, though,
Drugs pretty
way
sweet.
more interesting.
Yeah. And easier to do.
Yeah, way easier.
You don't need a fucking
science.
beaker.
Ooh, science has a little bit of a wall there,
I just go, boop.
Yeah.
I'm flying, baby.
Boop and I'm in.
Yeah.
Way easier than science.
So listen to your pods.
Yeah, checking them out. Check them out.
We also have a show, folks, in this apartment.
Yep. In this beautiful apartment.
Friday,
December 16th.
December 16th, 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Tickets are free.
Tickets are free.
All you have to do is RSVP on the Eventbrite. We just need to know that you're coming.
Yep.
So we don't want to oversell.
Yeah.
Which seems like it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah.
There's going to be too many people wanting to come to
There's
the show.
probably going to be too many.
So tickets are limited.
Yep.
So just all you got to say is boop RSVP. It's free. Then you have a spot here in this beautiful New York City apartment.
Yep.
With some very funny comedians.
Yep.
That are not Hunter and I.
No.
We're talking about real people who've done Comedy Central.
Real
Gordon.
people.
What was the guy?
You're doing great.
The
you
orange
got
hair
it.
guy.
Orange hair guy. Carrot Top?
No, the late night host.
Oh, Conan.
Because I said Corden, and I was like, wait, is there
Conan?
two C's?
No, there's Corden and there's Conan.
Which R.I.P. He's dead now, but
Conan's dead.
yeah,
Conan just
but
died.
guy's done Corden, Conan, Comedy Central, Sirius XM.
Yep.
Okay, we're talking real New York City credits.
Real New York City
and then
credits.
me and Hunter going, beep, 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 show me your ass.
Yep.
A lot of homoerotic energy between the two of us.
Absolutely. That's the brand.
But it's going to be in a very nice place.
Yep. It'll be fun.
It'll be very fun.
Be really fun.
So come out to that. Links, you can find these things.
Yep.
They're in the bios. They're in the internet.
It's there.
Just
it's there.
find it.
Yeah. It's cool. You'll see where I live, which is kind of weird, I guess, but here you go.
But we're old enough at a point where this party, you don't have to like put your iPod away.
No, yeah.
You know how those old parties where you're like, all right, someone will steal something.
Yeah.
So we have to hide all our good shit.
Absolutely.
This is not that.
This is not that.
It's because we got people hanging.
Yeah.
In an apartment, watching a great comedy show.
Right.
Come on out to
fun.
that.
Super fun. Please come.
All right,
Please come.
folks. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Adios.